Probably didn't panic alarm. No, that's not a thing.
Well, you disappearing all that lying ass thing shit. You gonna get mad because I react.
Hey,
watch out, bro.
You my daughter.
Watch
Hey,
out.
please.
I
I don't want my baby out here. The wind is blowing. She don't have a head on.
Just give her the baby.
Going all
Give me my
night.
baby.
What about your other baby?
Give me my
She been
baby.
going all night.
Or I'm worried
You don't care about your
too.
babies.
You ain't care about it either. That's why I got locked up. She was
This is 30 years old, Quaneesha Johnson, a mother, a woman who called 911 not once, not twice, but 3 times pleading for help. But why, in the face of such desperate cries, did law enforcement ultimately leave her vulnerable? Who bears responsibility when a domestic dispute escalates to a fatal confrontation? Let's delve into the unseen tapes of the Quaneesha Johnson case, a story that lays bare the complexities of domestic violence. On November 27, 2022, at 10:02 a.m., DeKalb County Police received a call from 30-year-old Quaneesha Johnson. She told dispatchers she needed an escort home because she was afraid of her boyfriend, Demonte Smith. She explained that she had been out celebrating a friend's birthday, her first night out since giving birth 2 months earlier. Upon checking her phone that morning, she found threatening messages from Demonte, who had been watching her 3 children overnight.
Probably didn't panic alarm. No, that's not a thing.
You live here?
I just, this is my house. He's waiting on the set. I don't know where he's in an exit. He's in a window. He's just waiting on the set now to do whatever the fuck he felt like he wanted to do. My daughters are in here though.
He's in there too?
Yeah. I'm gonna show you him. Look.
Hold on.
You hear him at the door?
Is he opening the door?
I can show you if he's at the door. I got a gun right here. I'm licensed.
Okay. Does he have any weapons?
No.
Just for our safety, just put the weapon inside the car for me. Thank you.
Quaneesha told the dispatchers that her fear wasn't unfounded. Just 2 weeks earlier, during a heated argument, Demonte had grabbed her and forcefully slammed her to the ground. She hadn't reported that assault to police, but now, with Demonte sending threatening messages and making similar threats over the phone, Quaneesha wasn't taking any chances. When officers arrived at the scene, Quaneesha disclosed that she was a licensed gun owner and had her weapon with her. Following standard safety protocol, the officers instructed her to secure the firearm in her truck before they approached the house to speak with Demonte.
DeKalb County Police! You got a key to it?
He put his hands in his sword. He don't have no weapon. Unless it's like a freaking knife or something. But he don't have no weapon.
I stand by till I get another officer out here. Does he have access to this?
To the garage?
Yeah.
It's inside.
No, the camera.
I can see his.
So what's going on today?
I would say we're if he felt, whatever kind of way he felt. I have a newborn, she's 2 months. I have a 7-year-old and I have a 4-year-old in there as well. He told my aunt he was gonna, what did he say to you, Rhoda? When I get here, he was gonna beat the shit out of me. A couple weekends prior to this, my last time going to work, I worked at the hours. So my last time coming in here, he physically took me from the door and snapped me on my face.
You reported it?
I didn't report it. I was just talking. Yeah, I was just talking to the other cops that was supposed to be out here. I was telling her she was, I was telling her I should have, but I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, being though he's on probation.
But this is your house and you want to go inside?
This is my house.
And does he live here?
No, my name's gonna.
No, but does he live here though?
No, he stays here. He doesn't live here.
What I mean is
he staying here?
Where's his residence?
In Jonesboro. I don't know. He has a residence though.
This decision to have Quaneesha temporarily surrender her weapon would later become a contentious issue during her trial. Upon arriving at the scene, the officers began to engage with both Quaneesha and Demonte. Quaneesha informed the officers that this was her house and that Demonte did not live there, but he was staying there. She expressed that she was coming home from work, conflicting with media reports stating that she was out partying. Quaneesha also informed the officers that Demonte had threatened her and had hit her in the previous weeks. The officers then engaged with Demonte, who claimed that Quaneesha had left the home for 3 hours while he was watching her children and that he was upset about this. He also said that she was cheating on him. As the conversation between the officers, Quaneesha and Demonte progressed, it became increasingly clear that there was a volatile domestic dispute taking place. Quaneesha and Demonte argued over the legitimacy of their relationship and the care of their child. Quaneesha told the officers that she was afraid that Demonte was going to assault her. She also stated that because she was a licensed firearm owner, she would shoot Demonte in self-defense. The officers then informed both parties that they would be leaving and that Quaneesha and Demonte should separate. The officers' decision to leave at this pivotal time would prove to be a crucial turning point. The prosecution would later argue that the officers were justified in leaving because they saw no immediate danger, just a quarreling couple who needed to cool off. The defense, however, argued that the officers had abandoned a domestic violence victim despite clear warning signs, her multiple 911 calls, her documented fears of assault, and her repeated pleas for protection. The defense would later emphasize how Quaneesha had even warned the officers about potential violence, yet they still left. What happened in the next 4 minutes after their departure became one of the most contested aspects of the case. According to later court documents, an argument continued inside the home, but accounts of what followed differed dramatically. The prosecution claimed Quaneesha had acted with calculation, deliberately going to her car to retrieve both a metal tire iron and her gun before returning to confront Demonte. The defense maintained she only got these weapons after the situation escalated further, fearing for her safety after previous assaults. The metal tire iron would become a crucial piece of evidence in reconstructing these events. Prosecutors said she struck him with it before shooting, pointing to this as proof of premeditated violence, and even pointing to Demonte's own dying words to the officers. Paramedics rushed Demonte to Emory-Hillendale Medical Center, working desperately to save him. Despite their efforts, the single gunshot wound to his chest proved fatal. Demonte Smith was pronounced dead shortly after arrival. Back at the scene, officers immediately placed Quaneesha in handcuffs and led her to the back of a police van. The state would pursue the most serious charges possible, charging her with malice murder and felony murder. If found guilty, she would face the prospect of life behind bars. Quaneesha Johnson would eventually stand trial in August 2023, 9 months after Demonte's death. As the trial began in DeKalb County Superior Court, prosecutors called their first witness Demonte's ex-girlfriend. Her testimony revealed a crucial detail. She told jurors that Demonte had asked her to order him an Uber from Quaneesha's house. Phone records confirmed that the rideshare vehicle was already en route when the shooting occurred, suggesting Demonte had planned to leave the situation entirely.
A great person. He always laughing, caring, very oriented, always laughing, joking. He was just a great person.
Following the ex-girlfriend's glowing character testimony, the defense revealed a very different side to Demonte. The jury would hear about an extensive criminal record, including an arrest just 4 months before his death in July 2022. The charges included possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony and possession of marijuana with intent to distribute. More damaging still, at the time of that arrest, the Monroe County Sheriff's Office had active warrants out for charges of stalking and probation violation. This history of violence and criminal behavior, according to the defense, would support Quaneesha's claims of feeling threatened that night. Next to take the stand was Quaneesha's 7-year-old daughter. Her testimony would prove contentious. In her initial statement to forensic child interviewers immediately after the shooting, she had described seeing her mother hit Demonte with a pole before firing the gun. But now, months later at trial, her story had changed dramatically. She testified that it was actually Demonte who had struck her mother, not the other way around. This led prosecutors to suggest that the young girl might have been coached to change her testimony in her mother's favor.
He asked her mother.
Did she tell you why she wanted you to call 911?
Because he was hitting her.
Your mom went up the stairs?
Yes.
And you saw the man on Dolo, you saw him hit your mom.
Yes.
Could you see from where you were downstairs, could you see everything that was happening upstairs?
Not everything.
Okay. Could you see your mom?
For a second.
Could you see Dolo?
Yes.
And you said that you heard a gunshot?
Yes.
Did you actually see a gun? Did you see your mom pull a gun and shoot?
I didn't see her pull the gun.
You just heard the gunshot?
Yes.
Do you remember telling an officer, a police officer, and your aunt on the phone, do you remember, did you tell them that, did you say your mom and Dola went upstairs and mommy hit him with a pole?
No, Dolo hit her with her pole.
Okay. Do you remember telling the police and your aunt? Did you say that? Did you say mommy hit him with a pole?
No, Dolo hit her with a pole.
Okay. And did you ever tell the police? Do you remember telling the police that mommy hit Dolo?
Yes.
You told them that? Okay. Why did you tell them that?
Because I thought I needed to.
Okay. You thought you needed to? Why did you think that you needed to?
I don't know.
Okay.
For 9 days straight, the defense and prosecution went head-to-head, presenting drastically different versions of what happened that November morning. The prosecution painted a picture of a calculated act, arguing that Quaneesha, angry about Demonte questioning her parenting and lifestyle, deliberately retrieved both weapons from her car before confronting him. They emphasized her words to police before the shooting, suggesting she had already decided what she would do. The defense portrayed a frightened victim who had done everything right, calling 911 multiple times, begging for police protection, and only resorting to violence when abandoned by law enforcement and left alone with someone who had previously assaulted her. They pointed to Demonte's threatening messages and his history of violence as evidence that Quaneesha's fears were well-founded.
Quaneesha Johnson pleaded for protection, cried for help, and she was left defenseless by police officers who knew better. She was left defenseless against a serial abuser by police officers who knew better.
Demonte's holding his infant child, and she fearlessly approaches Demonte and tries to grab the kid. And then, not only that, the entire time, y'all get to hear she says things like, "That's not even your baby. That's not even your kid. You're not even on the birth certificate. I'm gonna disappear again for 3 hours. What are you gonna do then?"
After weighing days of emotional testimony and complex evidence, the jury delivered their verdict. While acquitting Quaneesha Johnson of malice murder, they found her guilty of voluntary manslaughter and all remaining charges. The decision set the stage for what many legal observers considered an unusually nuanced sentencing from Judge Shondiana Morris.
After weighing days of emotional testimony and complex evidence, the jury delivered their verdict. While acquitting Quaneesha Johnson of malice murder, they found her guilty of voluntary manslaughter and all remaining charges. The decision set the stage for what many legal observers considered an unusually nuanced sentencing from Judge Shondiana Morris. Rather than imposing the prosecution's requested 25-year sentence, Judge Morris structured a 20-year term that acknowledged both the gravity of the offense and the circumstances surrounding it. That's all for this video. Make sure to subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.